Think you're the smartest creature on Earth? Well, think again. The animal kingdom is full of mind-blowing geniuses. From dolphins that plan military-style attacks to birds that solve puzzles better than monkeys. Orcas that use waves to hunt. Parrots that understand human words.
What's this called? Wario. That's right, Wario.
And even beetles that navigate by the stars. Some of these animals outsmart humans daily, like raccoons breaking into locked trash cans, or squirrels faking sympathy just to steal food. Who takes the crown as the #1 smartest? Well, you won't believe the tricks these creatures have up their sleeves. Get ready to have your mind blown, because nature's geniuses are way smarter than you think. Let's dive in. Orca. Orcas, also known as killer whales, are some of the smartest creatures in the ocean, and their intelligence is terrifyingly impressive. They're not actually whales, but they have mastered the art of hunting in ways that leave scientists stunned. One of their most brilliant tactics? Wave washing. In Antarctica, orcas work together to create waves that knock seals off ice floes. They swim in sync, then suddenly dive to create a wave that washes the seal right into their waiting mouths. It's like a perfectly planned military operation. But their intelligence doesn't stop there. Orcas have complex social structures, almost like human families. They're also one of the few animals known to mourn their dead, showing deep emotional intelligence. Here, one of the craziest examples of their problem-solving skills happened when an orca in captivity figured out how to throw fish onto the shore to lure seagulls, then waited for the birds to come close before snatching them. This shows they don't just hunt, they strategize and innovate.
Good.
African Grey. If birds had a genius award, the African Grey parrot would win it. These birds aren't just good at mimicking words, they understand them.
What's this called? Wario. That's right, Wario.
The most famous African Grey, Alex, changed how scientists see animal intelligence. His trainer, Dr. Irene Pepperberg, taught him over 100 words.
Right.
And he didn't just repeat them, he used them correctly. He could identify colors, shapes, and even express frustration by saying, "Wanna go back," when he was tired of training.
No, sweetie. No, you can't go back yet.
But what makes African Greys truly special is their problem-solving skills. In the wild, they use tools to crack nuts and even coordinate with other parrots to find food. One study showed that they can reason like a 5-year-old child, understanding concepts like same and different. One mind-blowing moment, an African Grey named Nikizi didn't just talk, he made up words.
What shape? Good birdie. How many? Good boy.
When he saw a picture of a flower, he called it a pretty smell. Another time, he saw a photo of Dr. Jane Goodall and said, "Got a chimp?" showing he actually understood context. Ravens. Ravens are more than just creepy birds in horror movies. They're scary smart. These black-feathered geniuses solve puzzles, use tools, and even play pranks on other animals. Scientists compare their intelligence to that of apes and dolphins. And once you see what they can do, you'll understand why. One of their craziest skills? Planning for the future. In an experiment, ravens were taught to trade a token for food. Later, when given the choice, they saved the token for when they knew better food would be available, proving they can think ahead, a skill only seen in a few animals. They also team up with wolves in the wild, leading them to dead animals so they can share the meal. They also snowboard for fun. Some ravens in Canada were caught sliding down rooftops on slids, then flying back up to do it again. One famous experiment showed a raven solving an 8-step puzzle to get food, figuring it out faster than most primates. Whether it's outsmarting rivals or inventing games, ravens prove that intelligence comes in many forms, even if it's covered in black feathers.
I know, right?
I know!
Foxes. Foxes are some of the smartest animals in the wild, known for their cunning and adaptability. These clever creatures can survive in almost any environment, from forests, deserts, and even cities. Their intelligence is seen in how they hunt, solve problems, and even outsmart humans. One amazing example of fox intelligence is their ability to use the Earth's magnetic field to hunt. Scientists have observed foxes performing high jumps to catch prey hidden under snow. They align their jumps with the magnetic north, increasing their success rate. This kind of precision shows just how sharp their minds are. Foxes are also great at deception. They've been seen pretending to play or bury food to trick other animals, only to sneak back later and retrieve it. Some urban foxes even learn to open trash cans or navigate traffic. Their problem-solving skills are so advanced that researchers compare them to dogs, but with a wild, sneaky twist. Goat. Goats might seem like simple farm animals, but they're actually master problem solvers with memories sharper than most dogs. Scientists have found that goats can learn complex tasks quickly and remember them for at least 10 months. That's like a human remembering a skill they learned a year ago without practice. Goats are figuring out how to open boxes to get food, but their intelligence isn't just about food. Goats are also great escape artists. Farmers know that if a fence has a weak spot, goats will find it. They've been seen climbing trees, standing on each other's backs, and even unlatching gates with their mouths. Some goats in cities have learned to recognize traffic patterns, waiting for cars to stop before crossing the road. These curious, playful creatures can solve puzzles, remember solutions for years, and even use tools. They recognize human faces, form close bonds, and even understand our moods. Whether it's solving puzzles or outsmarting humans, goats prove that intelligence comes in all shapes, even with hooves and horns. Sea lions. When we think of smart animals, sea lions might not be the first to come to mind, but these marine mammals are surprisingly clever. Sea lions have excellent problem-solving skills, can understand commands, and even perform complex tasks. Their intelligence is often compared to that of dolphins and dogs. You can see how a sea lion is trained to respond to sign language. The trainer gives hand signals, and the sea lion quickly follows the commands, whether it's spinning, clapping, or even talking back with barks. This shows their ability to understand human gestures, much like a trained dog. A sea lion demonstrates its memory skills by correctly identifying shapes and patterns. Researchers have found that sea lions can remember tasks they learned years earlier, proving their long-term memory is impressive. Their playful nature and eagerness to learn make them stars in aquariums and research centers. Their teamwork shows strategic thinking, something only highly intelligent animals can do. So next time you see a sea lion balancing a ball on its nose, remember, it's not just a trick. It's a sign of a sharp, adaptable mind. What makes an animal truly intelligent? Is it problem-solving, memory, communication, or something even more surprising? Stick around, because the next creature on our list might just change how you define smart forever. Bumblebees. Bumblebees might be small, but their intelligence is mind-blowing. These fuzzy insects can solve puzzles, recognize human faces, and even learn from each other.
Bumblebees can not only solve puzzles, but actually pass on their knowledge of the solution to the rest of the colony.
Skills we usually associate with much bigger animals. In a fascinating experiment, scientists trained bumblebees to roll a tiny ball into a goal to get a sugar reward. Not only did the bees figure it out quickly, but they also improved their technique over time. Some bees even watched others solve the puzzle first and then copied them, proving they can learn through observation, just like humans. Another cool fact, bees use a waggle dance to communicate. When a bee finds a good flower patch, it dances in a specific pattern to tell other bees exactly where to go. This is like giving GPS directions without saying a word. Bees also have amazing memory. They remember which flowers give the best nectar and avoid ones that are empty. Some studies even suggest they can feel optimism. When given a sweet treat, they tackle challenges more eagerly. Dung beetle. You might laugh at the idea of a dung beetle being smart, but these little guys are navigational geniuses. They don't just roll poop balls, they use the Milky Way to find their way. That's right! While humans need GPS, dung beetles look at the stars to move in a straight line. After finding fresh dung, they shape it into a ball and roll it away. But instead of wandering randomly, they orient themselves using the stars. Scientists discovered this by putting tiny hats on them to block their view of the sky, and the beetles got lost. Without the stars, they walked in circles. They're sneaky thieves. Some pretend to help others roll dung balls, only to steal them when no one's looking. One of the wildest experiments, researchers put them in a planetarium and switched the stars around. The beetles still followed the fake Milky Way, proving they really do navigate by starlight. So, next time you see a dung beetle, remember, it's not just a poop roller, it's a tiny astronaut using the galaxy as its map. Border Collie. Border Collies are often called the smartest dog breed, and for good reason. These dogs are incredibly quick learners, with an unmatched ability to understand commands, solve puzzles, and even anticipate human actions.
They make a ton of the balls.
God, look at those balls! Look at those weed balls! Wow.
Their intelligence isn't just about obedience, it's about problem solving and creativity. One of the most famous border collies, Chaser, knew over 1,000 words. She could fetch specific toys by name and even understood sentences with multiple commands. Her memory and language skills were so advanced that scientists compared her intelligence to a toddler's. But it's not just about words. Border collies excel in strategy. They're herding dogs, meaning they control sheep by predicting their movements. A good border collie doesn't just chase sheep, it outthinks them, using eye contact and body language to guide them without panic. In one experiment, a border collie named Rico learned fast mapping, figuring out new words by process of elimination. When researchers placed a new toy among familiar ones and asked for it by a new name, Rico correctly picked it, showing he could learn like a human child. Cats. Cats might act aloof, but they're actually highly intelligent, just in their own mysterious way. Unlike dogs, cats don't blindly follow orders. They analyze situations and decide what's worth their time. This independent thinking makes them clever problem solvers. One study showed that cats have excellent memory, especially when it comes to food. They remember where treats are hidden and can even figure out simple puzzles to get them. Some cats learn to open doors, turn on faucets, or even mimic human actions to get what they want. A famous example is a cat named Nora, who plays the piano. While she may not understand music, she noticed that pressing keys got her attention, and she kept doing it strategically. This shows how cats observe and replicate behaviors that benefit them. Cats also have incredible hunting intelligence. They calculate precise jumps, stalk prey silently, and even use deception. Some cats mimic bird sounds to lure them closer. Their ability to adapt to different environments proves their sharp minds. Dragonflies. You might think dragonflies are just pretty insects buzzing around ponds, but they're actually some of the most skilled hunters in the animal kingdom. With brains that work like high-speed computers, these tiny predators have a 95% hunting success rate, making them deadlier than lions or sharks. Their secret is predictive intelligence. A dragonfly doesn't just chase its prey, it calculates where the prey will be and intercepts it mid-air. Scientists say their brains process movement so fast that they essentially see the world in slow motion, allowing them to adjust their flight in milliseconds. In one experiment, researchers put dragonflies in a controlled environment with moving dots simulating prey. The dragonflies didn't just follow the dots. They anticipated their paths and adjusted their flight before the dots even changed direction. This kind of real-time prediction is something even advanced robots struggle with. Dragonflies also have 360-degree vision. They can track multiple targets at once, like a fighter jet locking onto enemies. If you're stunned by these genius-level intellects, don't miss our video, 20 New Animal Species Discovered in 2025, on our channel for Evergreen. Now let's dive into the next brilliant discovery. Baboon. Baboons might not get as much attention as chimps or gorillas, but these monkeys are master tacticians with social intelligence that rivals humans. They live in complex societies with politics, alliances, and even deception, making them some of the most cunning primates. One of the most fascinating things about baboons is their social hierarchy. Unlike other animals that rely purely on strength, baboons use strategy and manipulation to climb the ranks. Lower-ranking males will form secret alliances, groom higher-ranking females for favors, or even fake friendships to gain trust before making a power move. Baboons also have excellent memory. They remember which group members helped or betrayed them years later, and they hold grudges. Some even learn to recognize written words, showing abstract thinking skills. Their ability to navigate social drama, plan ahead, and adapt to challenges makes them one of the smartest species on Earth. Manta rays. Manta rays look like graceful underwater giants, but they're also one of the most intelligent fish in the sea. With the largest brain-to-body ratio of any fish, they display problem-solving skills, self-awareness, and even social learning. One of the most mind-blowing things about manta rays is their ability to recognize themselves in mirrors, a test of self-awareness that most animals fail. In experiments, mantas noticed when researchers marked their bodies and tried to inspect the marks in the mirror, proving they understand the concept of self. They're also quick learners. In captivity, they learn tricks faster than dolphins, remembering complex tasks after just a few tries. But the smartest thing about them? Their long-term memory. Divers who interact with mantas often report that the same individuals recognize them years later, showing curiosity and even playfulness. Some mantas even visit cleaning stations where smaller fish remove parasites. They remember the exact spots and return regularly, like going to a spa. Ants. When you think of smart animals, ants might not be the first to come to mind, but they should be. These tiny insects are masters of teamwork, problem-solving, and even farming. Ant colonies work like super-efficient cities, with each ant having a specific job. Some gather food, some protect the nest, and some even act as living storage tanks. We see fire ants forming a living raft when their nest floods. Thousands of ants grab onto each other, creating a floating platform that keeps the queen and babies safe, even in strong currents. Ants also farm aphids like tiny cattle, protecting them and milking them for sweet honeydew. The most impressive moment? When ants build a bridge across water by link their bodies together so others can cross safely. The incredible example is their farming skills. Some ant species actually farm fungus by growing it on chewed-up leaves. They even use antibiotics to keep their crops healthy, something humans only figured out in the last century. Ants might be small, but their intelligence is massive. They communicate using chemicals, navigate long distances, and even go to war with rival colonies. Kia. Meet the key, the world's only alpine parrot and one of the smartest birds on Earth. Found in New Zealand, these playful parrots are known for their curiosity, problem-solving skills, and love of mischief. Keys are so clever that they've been caught opening trash cans, stealing windshield wipers, and even solving puzzles designed for monkeys. A key had to pull a string to get food. At first, it struggled, but after a few tries, it figured out the exact sequence of steps needed to succeed. Keys also understand probability. They could predict which choice was more likely to give them a treat, something even some humans struggle with. But their intelligence isn't just for experiments. In the wild, keys work together to find food, using their sharp beaks to dig into tough surfaces. They've also been seen using sticks as tools, showing they can think ahead. The downside? Their smarts make them troublemakers. Tourists in New Zealand often find keys ripping apart car rubber or unzipping backpacks. Still, you can't stay mad at them, they're just too clever. Eurasian magpie. Magpies aren't just thieves who steal shiny objects. They're also one of the few animals that can recognize themselves in a mirror. This puts them in an elite group that includes dolphins, elephants, and humans. Scientists placed a colored dot on a magpie's neck where it couldn't see it. When the bird looked in the mirror, it noticed the dot and tried to remove it, proving it understood that the reflection was itself, not another bird. This kind of self-awareness is rare in the animal kingdom. Magpies work together to scare away predators, demonstrating their advanced social intelligence. But that's not all. Magpies are also great problem solvers. They can use tools, remember human faces, and even hold grudges against people who've threatened them. In the wild, they work together to defend their territory and have been seen mimicking other animals' calls to trick them. Their intelligence is so advanced that some researchers compare them to apes. So next time you see a magpie, don't underestimate it. It might be smarter than you think. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Earth's smartest creatures, drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content like this. Honeybees. You might think bees just buzz around and make honey, but they're actually tiny mathematicians and master communicators. Honeybees perform a special waggle dance to tell their hive exactly where to find flowers. It's like a GPS system, but with dancing. The angle and speed of the dance tell other bees how far to fly and in what direction. Scientists say this is one of the most complex forms of animal communication in nature, but that's not all. Bees can also solve puzzles. In experiments, They've learned to pull strings, move balls, and even recognize human faces. Some researchers trained bees to associate colors with rewards, and the bees remembered these patterns days later. Another mind-blowing fact: bees understand the concept of zero. When trained to choose the smaller number between two options, they correctly picked 0 over other numbers. And let's not forget their teamwork. A single hive works like a superorganism, with thousands of bees making decisions together. Bees might be small, but their intelligence is huge. Jumping spider. Spiders usually creep people out, but jumping spiders? They're the geniuses of the arachnid world. Unlike most spiders that wait in webs, these tiny hunters plan their attacks like mini assassins. They have incredible vision and can calculate exact jumping distances to catch prey. Jumping spiders have navigated mazes, remembered trap locations, and even improvised new hunting strategies when their usual tricks failed. But the coolest thing? Some jumping spiders dance to impress mates. Males perform elaborate routines, waving their legs and vibrating their bodies in precise rhythms. If the female isn't impressed, the male might try a different dance, or even mimic the vibrations of a prey insect to trick her into paying attention. That's some next-level creativity. And here's a fun fact: they dream. Sort of. Research suggests they experience REM-like rest, where their legs twitch as if practicing jumps. Maybe they're dreaming of being the ultimate predator. For a creature smaller than a penny, jumping spiders pack a serious mental punch. They're proof that big brains aren't the only way to be smart. Raccoon. Raccoons are basically furry little geniuses with a knack for breaking into things. Their intelligence is so impressive, and annoying if you've ever had one raid your trash, that scientists compare them to monkeys. Their tiny hands are crazy dexterous. They can open jars, undo locks, and even pick pockets if they get the chance. One famous experiment tested raccoons' problem-solving skills by putting marshmallows in a tube with holes too small for their paws. Instead of giving up, they rolled the tube until the treat fell out. But their smarts really shine in the wild. Urban raccoons have learned to watch traffic lights before crossing streets safely. Some even wash their food before eating. Their mischievous side makes them legendary. Raccoons stealing entire pizzas, breaking into homes through cat flaps, and even working together to distract dogs while another raccoon raids the food bowl. They're basically the Ocean's 11 of the animal world. Raccoons are ridiculously clever. Just don't leave your snacks unattended. Squirrels. Squirrels might look cute and playful, but they're actually master strategists with memories that put humans to shame. Ever see a squirrel bury a nut and wonder how it finds it later? Well, it doesn't just rely on smell. It creates a mental map of every hiding spot. Some squirrels bury thousands of nuts each year and still remember where most are, even under snow. But their intelligence goes beyond memory. They've figured out how to open complex locks, navigate obstacle courses, and even deceive other squirrels. If one notices it's being watched while hiding food, it'll pretend to bury a nut, then sneak off to stash it somewhere else. That's some next-level sneakiness. Their physical skills are just as impressive. Squirrels can calculate jumps between branches with near-perfect accuracy, using their tails as stabilizers. And here's the wildest part. Some squirrels pretend to care for orphaned babies to gain trust from other squirrels, then steal their food. Squirrels prove that brain beats brawn. Thanks for exploring the brilliant minds of Earth's smartest species with us. We hope these incredible creatures left you as amazed as we are. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Forever Green for more mind-blowing videos like this.